Steve Kornacki at the big board is going to speak to the larger issue, the issue that is both the result of so-called purity testing in the party, the result of the electability road testing, and that is beating Donald Trump. Steve?
Yeah, it's interesting, Brian. You hear Buttigieg at the end there trying to describe how he thinks he can win over voters who aren't currently supporting him. And this was a poll that was taken just this week in the 4 early states, Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina, actually across those 4 states, a pretty good cross-section of the Democratic Party. And they asked the Democratic voters, the candidates you are not now voting for, what would it take to convince you to support that candidate? Take a look at these numbers here. So for Joe Biden, these are the choices they gave him. Is it a policy issue? Is there some policy he could explain to you and win you over on? 17% said yes. 16% the idea of, can he convince you he can just handle the job? How about, can he do well in the early states, be viable to win the nomination? Only 11. By far, the biggest choice here for Biden was simple electability. If Biden can prove he can beat Trump, that's going to win over voters to his side. And we saw this across all the different candidates. Look, Elizabeth Warren, only 48% said they'd consider switching over. They would switch over to Elizabeth Warren if she could convince them she could beat Donald Trump. These numbers keep getting 40% for Bernie Sanders. You get to Pete Buttigieg, 57%. It looks like the biggest doubt, one of the biggest doubts holding back Buttigieg with Democrats potentially, is he's got to prove to them that he can beat Donald Trump. But you see that across the board, from 40 to 57%. You think of how Democrats are watching these debates. Are they focused on this issue or that? What they're focused on, what a lot of them seem to be focused on, is simply filtering what they're hearing through the lens of, hey, would this work against Trump? Could this beat Trump? Would this get Trump out of the White House?
Steve Kornacki, thank you for that. Fascinating numbers as usual and as always.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.